there, YouTube. Back with another multiplayer quick battle. Yet again playing as a High Elves up against the Dark Elves. So my build's pretty narrow, as typical High Elf builds are. It's kind of hard to go wide on High Elves, but this is probably about as wide as you could go. I brought 2 units of Silver Helms, a unit of Dragon Princes, 2 Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers, a front line of Spearmen, supported by 2 Rangers and a unit of Archers. In addition, I brought a Star Dragon and Alarielle the Radiant up on her Eagle. Alarielle's packing that mighty Star of Avalorn, of course. My opponent, on the other hand, has brought a very wide Dark Elf build. Huge, long front line of Bleak Swords, and a couple Dread Spears in the back with a unit of Witch Elves and a unit of Black Ark Corsairs. Off on the side here, he's got a huge, massive flank of cavalry with 3 Cold One Knights, 3 Dark Rider crossbows, and a Scourge Runner, or rather Cold One Chariot in front. So I had spread my line out a little bit just so I could make sure that I wasn't getting flanked too hard on this side. Of course, when I see the flank, I think I might have an opportunity to force the cav onto this side. But my opponent is clearly sticking with their strategy to bring the cav around the opposite side of the mountain here. So I'm going to need to support my flank here with a unit of spears, which I pull back, and then I'll probably pull the Dragon Princes over here as well. In the meantime, though, I'm going to try to pull my opponent into me with my Eagle Claws, because I do have the ranged advantage for now. So we're going to be firing into some of the softer targets and maybe some of the more threatening targets, such as the Witch Elves, and hopefully the Black Ark Corsairs as well when they're in range. I do not have a net, though, this battle, which I think would have been absolutely clutch. But unfortunately, I'm bringing Alarielle instead of Teclis. So now it's just a matter of kind of biding my time, getting my formation just the way I want it, while we fire into some of the blobs that are forming while my opponent makes their positioning. So I do have the Dragon Princes facing this way now, and the Star Dragon, which is going to do pretty solid damage into these Cold One Knights, although it's better equipped to deal with single entities. And while my focus is on this huge flank over here, my opponent sneaks Malekith and the Cold One Chariots right through my front line. Big gaze of malice coming in here to wreck those archers. And then he pulls back the Cold One Knights. So really great play by my opponent there to completely draw my attention off to the flank and then just charge up the middle. However, Malekith is not in a great spot here with units. I think the Silver Helms are faster than him. Yeah, so there's no way he's getting out of this. So he's kind of trapped himself. So I'm going to ditch the flank here, try to pull over the Star Dragon and Alarielle, and see if we can't get a surround going on Malekith and shut him down straight away. So the only thing I have to worry about now with what's going on right here is the flanks that are coming in. So our front line got overwhelmed pretty quickly, just because they have a little bit of a wider contingent than we do, or a wider front line, I should say. But if we can focus down Malekith really quick here, that's going to be a huge win for us in the trade of the flank situation that my opponent had set up off in the beginning. So a lot of attention being on this blob here in the center. So I'm going to use the Dragon Princess to hold these 3 Cold One Knights out while I finish off Malekith and get my Star Dragon back up in the air so it does not get surrounded. So we did get a terror out, I think, on Malekith. I'm not sure if he got his terror. No, he does not. So yeah, we did get a terror out, and now he's full-fledged broken. So I'm going to use Alarielle to chase him off. I do need to get her up in the air, though, so she doesn't get surrounded. Huge breath attack coming in here from the Star Dragon. And then I dropped the Star of Avalorn to keep my cav going here. I did bring over the Silver Helms as well to help crush this left flank. And then I dropped the Star Dragon in. Alarielle's going to be able to chase Malekith off for free. And all we've lost so far, a couple frontline units, and my Eagle Claws are compromised, but this is a well worth the trade. I broke all 3 of the Cold One Knights, one of them shattered outright, and Malekith's going to get escorted off the field by Alarielle herself. Now my cav is free to re-engage the Dark Riders and the Cold One Chariots and try to free up our Eagle Claws, although they are routing at this point. The frontline engagement is not going great. But with everything broken in the back here and Malekith off the field, there's no magic left for my opponent, and I have a perfectly healthy Star Dragon and tons of winds of magic right now. So this game is pretty much all but over for my opponent. We do end up getting actually a terror out on the Cold One Chariots here from having the Star Dragon land, and my opponent, seeing the writing on the wall, does concede. So really great tactic there from my opponent. I should say strategy actually, because that big feint on the flank there definitely drew my attention and allowed my opponent to get into the back line. And if executed better, probably would have won the battle. However, risking it all with Malekith to shut down my Eagle Claws was a huge mistake, especially with the Silver Helms standing right there, able to get a full surround on Malekith, and with little to no support, we were able to shut him down easy peasy, and that spelled doom for the rest of the army, which also caused my opponent to commit the Cold One Knights, which we shut down as well. So checking at the damage values here, obviously the Eagle Claws did decent. Probably could have done a little bit better had they had more time, but they did get shut down pretty early. The Star Dragon, I don't know if it paid for itself actually. I think it's 2,800 for Star Dragon. Not sure off the top of my head, but either way, lots of damage and definitely won the battle for us and had tons of health left, so lots of good value there. 1,500 on the Dragon Princes, and yeah, everything else did pretty well. I think I could have used the front line a little bit better, or more effectively, I should say. But when you're able to capitalize on an opponent's mistake like that and close out the battle pretty easy, it's cake from there.